bereaved Kabasa family, the First Lady Amai Mnangagwa, the Vice President and the Minister of Health and Child Care, Honorable General Retired Dr. C. J. Dien Chwenga, the Second Secretary and the Vice President of ZANU-PF, Colonel Retired KCD Mohadi, the National Chairman of ZANU-PF and Minister of Defense and the War Veterans Affairs, Honorable O.C.Z. Nchinguri Kashiri, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Advocate J. Mudenda, President of the Senate, Honorable Amai Nomona, the Chief Justice, Honorable Justice Luke Malawa, Politburo and Central Committee members who are here, Honorable Ministers and Deputy Ministers who are here, the Chief Secretary to the President and Cabinet, Dr. Mishek Spanda, Chairman of the Public Service Commission, Dr. Vincent Ungwe, Commander Zimbabwe Defense Forces, General Philip Valerio Spanda, our service chiefs, veterans of the liberation struggle, esteemed traditional leaders, Mazamwedu, Wanegwaripano, other political parties and leaders who may be here, my fellow monarchs, countrymen and women, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends, we gather once again at this sacred National Heroes Acre to lay to rest a gallant son of Zimbabwe, a distinguished patriot and a dedicated revolutionary who contributed immensely to the liberation of the country, Comrade Abraham Kabasa. He passed on the 29th of April 2023 at his Waterfalls residence in Harare after a long battle with cancer. His passing on is yet another huge blow to our nation, Zimbabwe. On behalf of the people and government of Zimbabwe, our party ZANU-PF, my family, and indeed on my own behalf, I express my sincere, deep condolences to the Kabasa family at this loss. May you take comfort from the knowledge that your loss is felt by us all and is shared by the whole nation, in whose service is sacrificed. In our late national hero, Comrade Kabasa, the nation has lost one of the stalwarts of a protracted armed liberation struggle. The late national hero, Comrade Kabasa, was a certified NACE who participated in the national resistance against the colonial injustices of the racist rhodesian regime. He also contributed to nation building in post-independent Zimbabwe, rising to become the provincial chairman of a revolutionary ruling party, ZANU-PF, in Mashonaland province. He belonged to an early crop of ex-detainees, war collaborators, and restrictees whose contribution to the attainment of our independence, freedom, and democracy accords him this special interment at this sacred shrine among other luminaries of our nation who lie here. He was an unflinching nationalist, gallant war veteran, and a selfless patriot. The early years of our armed struggle required men and women of extreme courage, bravery, and sacrifice, such as the late Comrade Kabasa, who would in many ways collaborate with the freedom fighters in Mtoko. This included provision of information and intelligence, mobilizing the grassroots, assisting the guerrilla cadres with logistics such as food, boosting of morale, and nursing those wounded in battle. Brave cadres such as the late Comrade Kabasa inspired many young freedom fighters with the willpower to challenge the racist settler regime. This crop of pioneering nationalists helped ignite the second phase of our struggle for independence and black majority rule. Today, as we lay to rest Comrade Kabasa, we thus remember these brave cadres for their unwavering commitment and immeasurable efforts towards the peace, independence, and freedom we enjoy to this day. My fellow monarchs, countrymen, and women, in late Abraham Kabasa was born on 22nd December 1932 in Mtoko district in Mashonaland East Province. After completing his Standard 6, he trained as a nurse at the then Salisbury General Hospital. He later embarked on further training as a laboratory technician at the Blair Research Laboratory. Comrade Kabasa thereafter trained as a dental technician at Impilo Central Hospital and worked as a nurse employed by the Ministry of Health for 25 years. His distinguished service and exemplary footprint in the health sector can be traced back to Marondera, Bindura, Binga, Mutoko district hospitals, where he rose to the rank of principal nurse. The late national hero, Comrade Kabasa, started his political activism after facing racial segregation in the Rhodesian civil service, particularly in the Ministry of Health, where he was an active member of the Nurses Association. He was elected to become an executive member of the Southern Region Civil Service Association, a position he used to further his political activism. At the height of our liberation struggle, Comrade Kabasa was in charge of Makosa Rural Hospital in Mtoko. He became involved in supplying drugs, clothes, and shoes, among other resources, to our liberation war cadres in the area. Further, our late national hero played a crucial role in mass mobilization towards the recruitment of many sons and daughters of the soil to join the armed liberation struggle. During his tenure as head at Makosa Rural Hospital, the late Comrade Kabasa facilitated reconnaissance, intelligence, and communication to the cadres. The rural hospital also became a covert food distribution point for the liberation freedom fighters operating in that area and those in transit. Comrade Kabasa would admit liberation fighters to the hospital, disguising them as ordinary members of the community. He also facilitated treatment for the injured and the sick comrades while dispatching drugs and medicines for those at the war front. In his profession, the late Comrade Kabasa was patriotic and demonstrated unparalleled bravery. Us who remain must take a leaf from the life and legacy of our national hero and save our motherland, Zimbabwe, with distinction in whatever our field and professional endeavors. My fellow monarchs and countrymen and women, due to his revolutionary and anti-colonial activities, our national hero, Comrade Kabasa, became a target of the oppressive white colonial regime that bent down his homestead. During that period, he supervised the implementation of developmental projects and programs in that province. These include the construction of Nyadire Dam, expansion of Mutoko Hospital, establishment of Kotwa Growth Point, GMB depots at Mutoko and Kotwa, as well as the construction of several schools and clinics in Mashonaland Central Province. In ZANU-PF, the late national hero Comrade Kabasa held various posts, including provincial party chairman, as well as member of the Central Committee of ZANU-PF and National Consultative Assembly and the Zimbabwe Political Detainees and Restrictees Association. Comrades and fellow monarchs, let us always remember that it is through the sacrifices made by Comrade Kabasa and many other departed and living heroes and heroines that we have our freedom today, our sovereignty, indeed our land and mineral resources as a result of the sacrifices of these cadres. Today we are masters of our destiny and stand tall within the Committee of Nations because of those who paid the supreme sacrifice. We who remain must continue to defend our country's independence and consolidate our democracy. We must honor them by advancing our national interests and the aspirations of all the people of our motherland, Zimbabwe, not just for the present generation, but for posterity. Peace, love, national unity, and the focus must see us accelerating our quest to lift many more of our people out of poverty and in prosperity. Nyika inovakwa nevenevayo, ilizwe lakiwa navanikazi valo. No one and no place must be left behind. Together, let us work harder with renewed resolve towards our Vision 2030. At the international and continental level, the Second Republic is deepening economic diplomacy to leapfrog our present socio-economic development, modernization and industrialization of our beloved motherland, Zimbabwe. Guided by our overarching national interests, we are embracing those who want to move forward with us in support of the realization of our own national development priorities. Zimbabwe is a friend to all and an enemy to none. Events such as my attendance at the coronation of King Charles this last weekend, as well as the recent hosting of the Transform Africa Summit, coupled with the successful 63rd Zimbabwe International Trade Fair, are set to broaden our country's trade, investment, and the people-to-people exchanges. Comrades and friends, the 2023 harmonized general elections are around the corner. As patriotic Zimbabweans, we must go out. We must go out in our numbers to vote in defense of the independence brought about by cadres such as Comrade Kabasa. As we prepare for the elections, I once again call upon every Zimbabwean to say no, no, no to violence. We want peace before, during, and after the election period. As we lay to rest the late national hero, Comrade Abraham Kabasa, at this sacred national shrine for remembrance and eternal reverence, I urge our nation to draw lessons from the patriotism, consistency, and persistence of this departed gallant son of the soil. He was loyal to his country all his life. He remained a humble, dependable, and a trustworthy cadre who was always ready and available to serve both the partisan PF and our beloved motherland, Zimbabwe. Equally, like the collaborators of yesteryear, within our communities, we need eyes and ears of collaboration as we scale up vigilance to protect our communities and nation against those who wish us harm. The legacy bequeathed to us by our national hero, Comrade Kabasa, and many others who lie across the country and beyond our borders must be entrenched and shared across generations. Finally, I say to you, our dearly departed Comrade Abraham Kabasa, famba zakanaka mwana wevu. Our liberation health professional, zorora mugare gambare magamba, lala mokutula kawe la makawe. Rest in eternal peace, our beloved national hero, Abraham Kabasa. God bless you all. God bless Zimbabwe. I thank you.